Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We got some more movie news that has just been popping up recently. And I gotta tell you, out of the stuff I've seen from Madam Web, the Spider-Man 4 stuff is not looking all that good. Because we all know that this has been happening for a little while now lately. Because Marvel and Sony are like battling on which story to like use for the fourth Spider-Man movie. And I gotta tell you, it's just going completely bonkers. So we all know that Marvel, with Kevin Feige and Tom Holland, they want to like stick with the street level threat that they're planning on doing with Kingpin, where he becomes the new mayor of New York and he outlaws superheroes. And then Daredevil will eventually pop in with Spider-Man, and the Kingpin would like hire like all these criminals to like go after Spider-Man and Daredevil and all the superheroes. While Sony, on the other hand, are like saying, we made a bill with No Way Home with Toby and Andrew. We want to make another bill again. We don't want to just throw that all away and just do this. So don't get me wrong, I did love the fact that they did bring Toby and Andrew into No Way Home, especially since that like opens up the multiverse a little bit with this saga that they're in right now, but I just don't know how exactly that would work if they decide to bring Toby and Andrew back into his universe. And so, yeah, I just really hope that Sony and Marvel could at least try to make some agreements here, because seeing how Madam Web is not doing all that good with Sony right now, I don't really want Sony to just ruin a fourth Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland. And I'm sure they would want to like at least do something good that will lead to like a fifth and sixth film for Tom Holland and complete another trilogy, and then maybe Tom Holland would most likely hang up the mask and give it to someone else, start like this new version of Peter Parker, or as most people are saying, Amy Pascal, the one who's quite known for the Spider-Man movies. She did get a comment about the news that they're planning on making a live-action Miles Morales movie, and she says, not yet, but after 2 more movies, they would most likely lead up to a Miles Morales movie in live action. And then we all know that Beyond the Spider-Verse would most likely be coming in like 2025, because due to all of the strikes that we've had last year, they're probably not going to be releasing the movie this year. So that would most likely finish off the Into the Spider-Verse trilogy with Miles, and then maybe after this fourth movie with Tom Holland, they would most likely try to lead something up with Miles Morales showing up in the MCU. So that's what I'm picturing they're planning on doing, because she did say like 2 more movies, so we do those 2, most likely would try to lead up to Miles being the new Spider-Man. Or it could be someone else, because when you think of the multiverse, you think of all of these different versions of Spider-Man. And I myself, along with some of my friends, when No Way Home came out, we were all picturing what could other versions of Spider-Man look like, and try to like make those versions of Spider-Man into a reality where it shows these other versions of like, maybe not just Peter, but like, picture it as like Peter Parker like has like these nephews, and they take on the mantle of the Spider-Man mask, just like with Miles Morales. When his version of Peter died, he took on the mask and become the new Spider-Man. So why not do something like that, but maybe like try to open up the imagination of Spider-Man a little bit and show us some different versions of Spider-Man. Like, me and my friends, we each came up with our own versions of Spider-Man. I decided to call myself the Jewel Spider-Man. Picture as a Spider-Man who is almost a bit like Sonic, but he's not super fast, but he does have like 7 crystals, and each crystal can like give him certain abilities. And also, it can like also make him look like a Negasonic person when he combines all 7 of them together. Just like Sonic the Hedgehog, when he uses the 7 Chaos Emeralds, he becomes supersonic. Let's see, my friend Alejandro, he decided to call himself Moon Spider. And this is a Spider-Man that's, you could probably picture as something a bit related to the Noir Spider-Man, where it's like a movie in black and white and like maybe takes place around the 1930s, but maybe a little bit closer to around that time. But it's like a Spider-Man who like possesses the same powers that Moon Knight has, and combine them, you become Moon Spider. And he even designed himself some really cool gold weapons that he can use, because he is like a ninja, or he does martial arts, so he would probably picture his suit like having all these ninja weapons, and something like that would definitely be a good idea. And my friend Caden, he decided to call himself Spire Electric. Now this version of Spider-Man that he thought about, it's a type of Spider-Man who still has the same powers, but he also kind of ended up as the same fate as like Electro. He also got his powers from electric eels, or maybe like the electric eel's DNA got transferred into the spider, and it also gave him the power to harness lightning like Electro. And even Electro is like his partner in this version. So yeah, the point is there are so many different possibilities that they could do with Spider-Man, and so many ways that they could make a movie for it too. I would be happy to play Spider-Man. He's like my favorite hero. But the way how Sony is like doing stuff with Spider-Man right now, I just don't know if I want to or not. But let's move on. So, apart from this news of the Spider-Man 4 movie, we did also hear that Nicolas Cage, the one who played the animated Noir Spider-Man in Into the Spider-Verse, is most likely going to be returning to play a live-action version of Noir Spider-Man in a spin-off movie or a TV series. I don't really remember, but it is one of those things. And when we heard the news, I kind of got a little bit excited, because I do remember that they did mention this a little while ago, but I just didn't think it would actually be a reality someday. But yeah, Nicolas Cage did say that he would be more than happy to play a live-action Noir Spider-Man, which I think could probably be a good idea, because kind of going with like what I said with like the different versions of Spider-Man, you can at least try to like show them their universe and their villains. You could do something like that, but try to like do a Spider-Man that we already know. And Noir seems like a really good option, because we all know his his universe is like set in the 1930s, so definitely a way different than like the present day that we're in. So we could definitely see like how people are like in his universe and see all the different possibilities that they could lead to with that. But again, seeing Sony's performance with Madam Web, they better do this one right. And let's see. One more thing. We all know about these live action Disney movies, and I do know most people aren't really that impressed with them because they feel like they're just doing the movie itself again, the way the animation one is, and then just turn it all into live action. People are not really liking that, but it was revealed yesterday 2 behind the scene photos of the live action Lilo and Stitch movie. And I gotta tell you, seeing these looks for Lilo and Stitch, I think this one is gonna be good too, because it's like a classic Disney animated movie that we all love, and seeing how they're making this live action and staying like true with like the characters' designs and all that. And that definitely brings a big impact for Disney, and probably gonna bring people's hypes up again with live action movies. And so this version of Stitch in live action, the design itself still looks like Stitch. Thank goodness it does, because people have even been making these like memes about hopefully this doesn't end up like an ugly Sonic type of situation. Because if you actually look back to like the prompt that they used for ugly Sonic, it seems like the type of look that would give you nightmares. But this prompt that they're using for Stitch, the design itself, it looks like it's staying true to what he looks like in the animated style, but they can always like do edits on the prompt, because that's what they do for like Sonic and his friends. They use those props to like place them out in the streets, and then they use that to like design like where the light is like shining on them. So it could end up like something like that for Stitch, but if the design that they're having for the prompt is good enough, then I feel like the movie's gonna be good enough as well. And who knows, maybe if this movie still makes a big impact like it did with like Aladdin, The Lion King, and The Little Mermaid, I'm sure this will just evolve bigger than just doing Disney movies, because people could like say they want a live action Toy Story, a live action Monsters Inc., which in most cases I think would probably be a good idea, but seeing how Toy Story is like a movie about toys, they would like need to make sure they use like good prompts for Woody and Buzz and the others, because they are toys and you gotta like try to make them look like the way they are. In Monsters Inc., you could use something like Stitch, use a prompt, and use these prompts to make it look like Mike and Sully, and then do the final designs and actually make them look like live action, but not make them ugly. But one movie I would feel like would probably be a good idea for a live action would probably be The Incredibles, because even on social media I find all these made up fan casts that people have ideas for a live action Incredibles movie. Like they're saying for Mr. Incredible, it could either be like Kevin James or David Harbour. which I think could probably be two good ideas, because we do know that Kevin James does sometimes have some good humor in him. And David Harbour, we all know he's played like Red Guardian and a lot of other famous characters like Hopper from Stranger Things. So with his muscles, he could definitely pull off like a good look for Mr. Incredible. But there are lots of other possibilities for a live action movie, and even DreamWorks is taking that road with the live action How to Train Your Dragon movie, which is filming right now. Oh, and while I'm on that topic, I thought I might also tell you guys that they did tell us who was playing the rest of the gang for How to Train Your Dragon, because we know Mason Thames and Nico Parker are the ones who are playing Hiccup and Astrid. We do know that Geralt Butler is returning to play Stoic, and Nick Frost is the one who's going to be voicing Gobber. Let me see if I can find it, because I do remember seeing one face that I knew from the second Deadpool movie. He's the one who played Russell / Fire Fist. Let me see. Here we go. So, yeah, Julian Dennison, the one who played Russell in Deadpool 2, he's our live action Snot Loud. And let's see, for Fish Lakes, we got Gabriel Howell, Rough Nut and Tough Nut. We got Brodwin James and Harry Travelin. I don't know, his last name is hard to pronounce. But that officially confirms the full group for the live action How to Train Your Dragon movie. And they're like staying with like the younger versions of the gang, not like the teenage adult size, which I think is the best way to go, because this is like the first movie, so they gotta at least try to bring in actors who are like the same type of size that they are in the first movie. But this is a movie that's coming out in 2025, along with a bunch of other crazy movies. Like, we got Superman Legacy, we got the Fantastic Four. Let's see. We got the live action Snow White, which I do know most people were not really impressed with the designs, but hopefully they can work their way around that. Let's see. There's the third Avatar movie with James Cameron, The Batman Part 2, and all of these other big movies that are coming out. So, they want to do the movie in 2025. Hopefully, people save their money to buy a ticket, because it seems like this movie might turn out to be very good. But all in all, that's all I have for you guys here today. Comment down what you think about all of this. And if you haven't already, leave a thumbs up and push the subscribe button. Show your support. And I will see you guys next time. See ya.